993341. Also live on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, affiliates across the country, including A1 Radio Bolgatanga, Pad FM in Damongo, Jubilee FM in Keta, and Sunshine FM in Boko. It's on ABN Radio in London and around the world at myjoyonline.com. The news is brought to you by Telesol 4G, Just a Touch, and UMB Bank, UMB Speed Up, Digibank. Let's go. In this edition, contractors awed by the state storm the Roads and Highways Ministry to demand payment. We're live in the area. And also, a 6-year-old girl defiled and left with urinary tract infections, but her parents' quest to get the perpetrator to face justice now hitting a snag as they accuse the police of failing to cooperate.
That is a dead case. That they have solved the case, so there is nothing to happen. And Chief said he don't want to hear that case again.
Also, defending champions in the National Science and Maths Quiz, St. Peter Senior High School poised to retain title as they come against St. Augustine's College and Presec in the grand finale.
Once they qualify to the finals, they are all equally a big threat. And tomorrow we'll find out. It's only God who has the final say.
We'll get to hear from the quiz mistress, Dr. Elsie Ifa-Kaufman, who is anticipating a competitive clash.
Right up until about quarterfinals, we are following WASSCE syllabus. And the foundations in science don't change that drastically. You have to agree. We've been doing this competition since 1993. Yeah. So the subject matter has not really changed. But we have to find creative ways to make things seem new every time.
We have all that and more, plus sports.
And the VAR will be in session today for the quarterfinal matches of the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. Black Stars coach Kwesi Appiah says it's coming handy.
Do stay with us for details with me, Emefa Apau. And we head straight to the stable of the Roads and Highways Ministry because a number of contractors owed by the state have besieged the premises to demand payment of their monies. Some say government has owed them for years. They say the situation is crippling their companies. My colleague Matilda Bomaga joins us live from the area. And what have you been able to pick up, Matilda?
We are learning that these contractors are coming from various parts of the country, and their concern is that since 2016, I beg your pardon, construction of roads they have done, drainages, other government projects that has been awarded to them since 2016 to date. They haven't been paid for any of these contracts that they have done for government. According to them, attempts to reach the Ministry of Roads and Highways to get their money paid to them hasn't been successful. Anytime they try engaging with the Roads and Highways Ministry, they are told that monies have been released from the Finance Ministry to them. But they are saying that none of their members have been paid from 2016 to date. So they are angry this afternoon. Over 50 of them have gathered here at the Roads and Highways Ministry, trying to get some answers from the Ministry of Roads and Highways.
Okay, so whilst we look for those answers from the ministry, Matilda, let's hear from one of the contractors who spoke to you.
We are here to see the minister concerning the payment.
Which payments?
The job done. We've done the job up to from 16 up to now. 2016 up to now.
What kind of jobs have you done?
Road construction job, contractors. We are all road contractors.
Okay.
So we are here to see the minister. We heard a lot that the minister will come out and he has paid all the contractors. But we don't know those who are the beneficial of that payment.
Okay.
So we are here, whether they go to the ghost people or whatever. So we don't know. Okay. So we are here to see him.
Okay. To get some answers and to find out exactly what has become of your monies.
Yeah. We are here to also have your payment. So if the minister pays, that's all. We have nothing to do again.
Okay. How many are you?
We are more than 100. Others are in the top. Others are also coming.
Okay. It's nationwide.
It's nationwide.
Okay.
It's nationwide.
Now, Matilda, we had there your interaction with them, but they've been looking for answers from the ministry. We've been told previously that these contractors have been paid. What has the Roads and Highways Ministry been telling you?
At the moment, and if I speak now, they are trying to get their way into the offices. of the Roads and Highways Ministry. I'm told that leaders of the association has been meeting with the minister. We are yet to get details of what that meeting has become. But they are angry, they are anxious. They want to know exactly what the minister has for them today. And they are saying that they are not going to take any excuses this time around. So they are still here trying to force their way into the offices of the Roads and Highways Ministry.
It appears it could be a chaotic situation there. What can you say about security?
At the moment, I see 2 police vehicles stuck here, closely monitoring the event here at MFA. And they are still here, just looking around to ensure that indeed peace is protected.
And that's my colleague Matilda Vomega there. You can hear some chants in the background from one of the contractors. We'll go back to the area as and when we get the latest. But let's take a quick walk, though, to Parliament, because some MPs are asking government to consider banning plastics to avoid environmental pollution. Bilsa South MP Dr. Clement Apak, in a statement on the floor, says immediate action is needed to deal with the problem. Joseph Opoku Gakpo joins us live with more. So what exactly are the concerns of these MPs?
Dr. Clement Apak, for example, says there should either be a complete ban or there should be a situation where a deliberate policy on recycling is introduced or an effective plan on how to recollect some of these undegradable plastics as and when they are out there in the environment. He got support from some other MPs. Mahama Yarega, who is a former Minister for Environment, says there's a confusion even in how the issue of plastic waste should be managed. That's which ministry, whether environment or local government, should be handling this. This is how come the situation is worrying, and the whole issue has been referred to the Committee on Environment, Science and Technology to report back to the House with a recommendation on how to deal with it going forward.
Well, there's more like, so to say, fire at the Roads and Highways Ministry. Have we spotted any of the ministers in Parliament today, and do we know what they're saying about that situation?
This is something that, for example, the minority MPs on the Roads and Transport Committee have indicated that they would be raising after they heard about it a while ago, so that then the House attention is drawn to it, so the minister is possibly questioned on that. But I've not spotted any of the ministers nor his deputies in the House as such.
But what else is happening apart from these issues?
A little later today, the amendment of what is called the long title of the Vigilantism and Related Offences Bill, which is like the final effort in the consideration of the bill, is expected to be done. It's captured on the other paper as such, as well as the final amendment to Clause 10 of the bill will be done, after which it's expected that that bill will be passed for it to come into effect sometime soon, even after the president attends.
So that's it by way of update from Parliament. You heard our parliamentary correspondent Joseph Opoku Gakpo. Now I've got 2 such stories about children for you. Let's start here. She's only 6 years old and has been defiled by a 30-year-old man. Now the little girl is said to have suffered urinary tract complications, and her parents now have to deal with her constant nightmares. The story is set in the northeast region town of Nakbanduri. Parents of the little girl say the alleged assault has also left her with waist pains and breathing difficulties. Here's a Northeast Region correspondent Elias Tutanko's report.
Narrating the incident to Joy News, the victim said the man forced her to remove her panties, then defiled her. According to her, she felt pain in her private part and cried, but no one rescued her. Asibi George says she noticed some changes in the appearance of her daughter when she returned from her farm 2 weeks ago. According to Asibi, she briefly interrogated her daughter, but she could not explain what had happened to her until late in the evening when she was about to bath her. The victim's mother said when she questioned her daughter for the second time, she complained of not being able to urinate and feeling a strong burning sensation in her vagina.
I don't know what he has done to the child. Whether it's spiritual, I don't know. The doctor has asked us to come back by 2 weeks for STD tests.
The victim's mother informed her husband, and their daughter was sent to the Nalerugu Baptist Medical Center a week after.
The doctor told me because we delayed, some of the injuries have healed. So he gave her medicine and injections. She's a little better now, but she complains of chest pains and has nightmares. She goes to the toilet anytime she takes the medicine. They should arrest and question him about why he did what he did. It troubles my heart.
She says the delay was due to lack of cooperation from the police and staff of the Nangpanduri Health Facility. The victim's father, George Awunemi, has fled the community after the local chief allegedly threatened to arrest him for reporting the incident to the press. Mr. Awunemi alleges the Nangpanduri police refused to issue a medical form when he first reported the case.
Now the police are saying that it's a dead case. Why? I was surprised. Me and my senior brother. That is a dead case. That they have solved the case, so there is nothing to happen. And Chief said he don't want to hear that case again.
The alleged perpetrator is the son of a rich individual, and it's believed that the family is blocking investigations into the case.
The man, the boy who did that, said he will beat me in my house. The boy told my wife that he and him, they are together. He will know where he's going to pass. He will know what to do to her. So if you are poor, you have nothing to say.
The victim's father also says the police only issued a medical form when the victim was taken to the Nalerugu Baptist Medical Center for examination. Reacting to the story, the District Police Commander, ASP Stephen Delaporte, told Joy News the matter is being investigated.
That's Ilyasu Tanko's report there read to you. Now, I told you I have two such stories about children. On to this one. The absence of school structures in the central region town of Busumpa has forced pupils to study under cocoa sheds and makeshift wooden facilities belonging to a church. Even worse, these sheds and wooden structures are falling apart, leaving the over 100 pupils at the mercy of the weather. Joy News' Beryl and Nestina Richter traveled to the community and report some residents are threatening to boycott the next general elections if the problem is not addressed.
Assembly is in session here at Agona Busumpa ME Basic School. Just like many children in rural communities, education for pupils in Busumpa in the Agona West Municipal Assembly is almost like a privilege. A few of the children who spoke to Joy News say they have to contend with feces of goats and other stray animals in their classrooms anytime they come to school in the morning.
In the morning, we find feces of animals. The wooden structure is weak. Animals also defecate here.
Children are not the only people worried about this. Kojogura is PTA secretary of Busumpa Basic School.
The place is very small for the children, so teachers and the parents decided to depart from class 4 to class 6 to the cocoa shell, which is not suitable for them. Ventilation is not enough for the children.
Ajwa Manson is a parent here.
Look at the structure our children study in. Is it good enough for children to study in sheds? We are even fortunate the structure belongs to the Presby Church. Whenever it rains, the teachers have to end lessons. If government wants to retain power, then they should address the problem.
Meanwhile, a 6-unit classroom block under construction has been overtaken by weeds. Planks of wood supporting the structure have become very weak.
2015. The school project started in 2015, but after a new government took over, construction came to a halt. People have now turned the place into a toilet facility. Government should come and complete the project, else we will boycott the next general elections.
So no school, no vote. Beryl and Estina Richter's report for Joy News.
Now from Busumpa, let's head to the Savannah in the northern regions because police there have launched a search for a missing brand new Toyota Hilux vehicle belonging to the Savannah Regional Coordinating Council. It is one of the new vehicles sent to the region for the running of the newly created Savannah region. Correspondent Isaac Nonja is on this beat for us and his report is read to you.
The missing Toyota Hilux with registration number UR3516-19 was among 8 vehicles recently presented to the new Savannah administration by President Akufo-Addo at a brief ceremony at Damongo on 20th May. They included 2 Toyota Hilux 4-wheel drives, 2 Nissan hard-body pickups, 4 Nissan Patrol 4-wheel drive vehicles, and 5 motorcycles. They are meant for the running of the new region. But Joy News understands one of them has been stolen. The vehicle until the incident had not been branded and has been in the possession of the Savannah Regional Minister, Salifu Adam Brima, since the vehicles were presented by President Akufo-Addo. So far, there's been no official comment on the matter. Joy News sources, however, confirm CID investigators have already been to Damongo as search for the car intensifies. Isaac Nonja's report for Joy News.
And Isaac Nonja joins us on the line. He's at the Regional Coordinating Council and he joins us with details. So Isaac, tell us what's happening there.
Yes, right now I'm at the premises of the Regional Coordinating Council here in Damongo, and the minister together with other officials are currently in the meeting concerning this saga. Also, suspicion on the matter is growing wild because most of the drivers who are here, both district and regional, are suspecting each other, apart from where the police has already come here to call some of them for interrogation.
But how did this actually happen? How did this brand new Toyota Hilux vehicle, how did it get missing, at least from your search and your interaction with the police, amongst others?
Yes, my interaction with officials here is that right from day one, when the team was presented to the office here, it has been in the custody of the regional minister, and it was never seen till the day they had information that it was missing. Also, the said house, the location where the car was kept, is another center of controversy because the person we're told is also under investigation. And two other drivers who were fired earlier by the regional minister who were driving him, I'm told they'll also be calling them for investigation.
So you have my colleague Isaac Nonja there. Now let's return to our earlier story. We told you about some contractors who've massed up at the premises of the Roads and Highway Ministry, demanding that they are paid for some works that they've done. You heard my colleague also, Matilda Obamaga, interacting with some of these contractors on the line. We'll go back to her shortly, but let's first speak to the ranking member on Roads and Transport Committee, Mr. Govins Kwame Agbuja. We're grateful for your time here on the Midday News, sir. So will this be the first time that you're hearing this contractors complain and the response has been that they have been paid?
MFA, good afternoon. Good afternoon to your cherished listener. Not at all. In fact, we've had representation from the Contractors Union meeting us in Parliament in the past, right from 2018 thereabout. The level of indebtedness to road contractors is a big worry. You will remember that on the 8th of May this year, the road minister actually promised that government was eminently releasing $1 billion to clear the arrears in the road sector. That promise appeared to not have been fulfilled, and the indebtedness to the contractors is affecting their productivity and the condition of roads in the country as a whole. So I have no doubt that the contractors have come to a point where they can no longer wait, but they desperately needed their money. Many of them don't need the money to eat. They owe banks, they owe people that they needed to repay, and the interest is exacerbating their situation. So I think it's a desperate situation for road contractors in the country, and the result is on our roads, and we cannot see a deterioration.
But as a committee, I'm sure that you've been trying to find some answers. You have the Roads and Transport Minister and the Deputy with you. What have they been telling you about this?
Well, as I speak to you, we have summoned the Road Minister and the Road Fund particularly to meet the committee. That meeting was scheduled to be on Friday, provided they can confirm. It was supposed to be somewhere last week, but the road minister was obviously not available for very good reasons. But currently, now we know he's in town, so we are scheduled to meet them this Friday to know the scale of the situation. You will know that the road fund generates about 1.3 billion Ghana cedis annually. And in the past, the previous government did leverage on that to access some UBA loan, which would have been cleared by August 2018. But we are also aware that the current government have gone to borrow further 600 million Ghana cedi, we are told, on that account. So the money is actually accruing to the road fund appear not to be enough. But to make it worse, MFA, the government deliberately, through this capping act, has decided to take almost 600 million out of the road fund accruals. If all these monies were available to the road ministry, I am sure it would have plugged some of the holes. But it is very difficult to understand why government would take as much as 600 million Ghana cedi out of the road fund, out of capping, and where do they use the money? nobody is able to tell. So the problem is self-inflicted as far as I'm concerned.
We're grateful for your time. That's a ranking member on the Roads and Transport Committee in Parliament, Governor Kwame Agboja. We are also learning that more and more contractors are making their way to the Roads and Highways Ministry to demand payment for work done. We'll get back on the ground shortly, and my colleague Matilda Bomaga is on that beat for us. But we'll take a quick break here on the Midday News. When we return, defending champions in the National Science and Maths Quiz, St. Peter Senior High School poised to retain title as they come against St. Augustine's College and Presec in the grand finale. We'll also get to hear from the quiz mistress, Dr. Elsie Efa Kaufman, who is anticipating a competitive clash. We're right back after the break.
Let's go, My name is Kwame Sefakai, and most of you know me as a media personality, but I am also a family man. The UMB mobile banking app, UMB Speed App, saves me so much time by letting me do almost all of my banking transactions on my phone. The cardless withdrawal feature allows me to withdraw cash from any UMB ATM without an ATM card. I can also pay bills, transfer money, request for a loan, invest money, and so much more. So now, I can spend less time at the bank and more time with the ones I love. Bank anywhere and anytime with a UMB mobile banking app, UMB Speed App, and get the time to do what you love most. Download the UMB Speed App from your Android, iOS, or Windows phone today. Call 0302-633-988 for more information. UMB Speed App, Digibank, let's go!
This news broadcast from Joy FM is also heard live on Love FM in Kumasi, as well as our affiliates, ATL FM in Cape Coast, Radio Max in Takrade, Radio Jubilee in Keta, Radio Justice and Bishava Radio in Tamale, Saboba FM, Volta Premier in Ho, Lolonyo FM in Hohoi, Sky FM in Sunyani, Radio A1 in Bolgatanga, and worldwide on the internet at myjoyonline.com.
Thanks for staying with us here on the Midday News. Let's do sports, and Ridwan has the latest.
If you're watching us on Facebook, 5 of us in the studios are all bespectacled. That's amazing, including myself for the first time.
I'm sure you want to tell them why.
I don't know why.
Give us sports.
So the video assistant referee system will be introduced from today when the quarterfinal matches of the Africa Cup of Nations takes center stage. Now, it was originally planned to use VR from the semi-final stage, but it will now be brought forward from today. Black Stars coach Kwesi Appiah, who felt his side were handed a raw deal by South African referee Victor Gomez in their round of 16 defeat to Tunisia, has welcomed the use of the video technology.
I think the introduction of VAR, will help the African countries, because if we had VAR, to check on the goal that's scored automatically, maybe would have been a different result.
You heard Kwesi Appiah there. So 2 matches coming your way. First, live commentary on Joy 99.7 FM. Benin will play against Senegal. And then later, the Joy Sports team will collaborate with First National Bank and DSTV Supersport to bring you fans a viewing party experience at one of the lounge here, or the one-to-one lounge at the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel. The game will be screened via Supersport on the giant screen. So you get to meet the pundits and John Pencil. He played in South Africa, and also Felix Abuaji. He played against South Africa in 1996, so they will be doing the analysis there.
Thank you very much, Ridwan. Now let's head to Kaswa, because residents are asking government to commission a completed hospital which has been abandoned. The health facility, which was completed in 2016 by the Eswal Mahama administration, has been left to rot. Joy News' Henry Kwesibedu visited the Kaswa enclave and reports residents are faced with travelling long distances to an already polluted polyclinic.
A government health center completed in 2016 to cater for the health needs of the ever-growing population of Kaswa and its environs has been abandoned. Residents say they are eagerly waiting for the facility to be opened for use.
Yes, I don't know why it is not opened yet, but I hope this year it will be open.
So we are thinking, I've been here almost 2 years now, so I was thinking this place can operate then. We will be free.
Victor Mensah is a resident of Kasoa. He narrates how pregnant women, children, and the old struggle to access health care in his community.
How they find me because sometimes we won't say area and I think I see hospital government.
I'm a taxi driver. I often pick sick persons, including pregnant women in my neighborhood, to the hospital. We sometimes travel long distances, especially when they are referred to either go to Accra or Winneba. Sometimes I'm even called late in the night. They apply to ease once this hospital is commissioned. We need government help.
As residents wait for government to decide when the facility will be open for you, there's a massive congestion at the only referral health facility situated in the heart of Kasoa.
You heard the Henry Kwesi-Bedu's report there read to you. Now let's head to the Ashanti region because the Minister for Health, Kweku Agyeman-Menu, is on a 4-day working visit to the area. He's expected to visit stalled health projects across the region. And Nanaya Jima is with the Minister and joins us on the line. So Nanaya, where have you been and what has the Minister been saying?
At the moment, we are at the Tepa Government Hospital. This is one of the projects that stalled when government changed from the former President John Mahama to the present government, that's Nana Akufo-Addo's government. And according to the minister, 3 of the 5 projects that were supposed to be built in the Ashanti regions have resumed work, and Tepa is one of them. And clearly, I can see people on site. According to the contractor here, they are now left with a few medical equipment to be installed here. And when they install, very soon they'll complete it and hand it over to government. So they are expecting to be. They're expecting the contractor to complete this project by March next year.
But did the minister give out any plans to deal with this issue nationwide? You know, there's a number of stalled projects, did he say?
All right, so he has been speaking specifically on the 5 projects in the Ashanti region. And according to him, they had challenges with some import duties and port challenges.
You heard there, my colleague Nanaya Ojima will be talking about National Science and Maths Quiz shortly as we prepare for the grand finale tomorrow. But first, celebrity couple Ajete and Elom Anang will be headlining this year's Joy, Beauty and Bridal Fair. And they say the challenges they face in the early stage of their marriage help build a strong foundation for their union. After 12 years, the two will be renewing their marriage vows at the fair, which starts tomorrow at the International Conference Center at 8 a.m.
It's not like I've chosen to be with him, so let me just make do, or let me just make the best out of it. But I mean, I actually like his company, and I can't believe we're here, because even in the first few years, it was difficult for me to even go out with him, because I felt like a stranger in his space. And he too was a little more conscious of being good to his fans than I used to get very hurt, and you know, because I'm like, I don't feel like I belong. You know, eventually he started to grow and learn, and he made me feel very welcome in his space.
The other thing is being able to do domestic chores. You know, my attitude is that, look, it's our home, and we shouldn't really demarcate that, oh, this is your assignment, this is my job, this is what I should do. The work has to be done. And I said that when I come home sometimes and I find that there are dishes in the sink, I just do it. I don't want to say, oh, she'll come and do it, or she has to do it. Because at the end of the day, I want to see a pretty looking kitchen. So if that is there, why don't I do it?
You heard the celebrity couple Ajete and Elom Anang, and it's all starting tomorrow. Everything will be real in terms, even the kisses also. And she's been at the center of all the contests from the 1/8 stage of the National Science and Maths Quiz competition up until the finale. Sometimes stern, other times lenient, but most of all, Dr. Elsie Effa-Kaufman says she's looking forward to a keenly contested final involving Presec, St. Peter's and St. Augustine's College. But after hosting the quiz for 12 years and running, the biomedical engineer has seen it all, the highs and the lows. Komladum takes a look at her moments this year.
Welcome to the 2019 edition of the National Science and Math Quiz.
She's all you need in a quiz mistress. And even without a whip, you would fall in line. Dr. Elsie Effa-Kaufman has done 12 years moderating the National Science and Maths Quiz and is still at it. All through the competition so far, she has dazzled in her uniquely made outfits of local ethnic fusion and Afrocentric shades. But she would be the first to admit, beyond the fashion ensemble, it's been a great competition so far. Here is an excited Dr. Effa-Kaufman when you solve her problem of the day.
Opokuwari School had no problem with the problem of the day. And so I'm happy to award a perfect score.
And that's our quiz mistress. But in less than 24 hours, reigning champions of the National Science and Maths quiz, St. Peter's, will be competing with St. Augustine's College and Presbyterian Boys for the Bronze Trophy, plus other prizes up for grabs. Let's hear from the reigning champion, St. Peter's.
Perhaps the Michael effect from St. Peter's has been the cornerstone for the boys. Michael went biblical in one of the competitions.
For the Egyptians we see today, we shall see them no more.
When asked his motivation for that prayer, this is what he said.
I was actually shaking a bit until my partner stabilized me.
The three boys representing St. Peter's say the input of all students and their parents have been a motivation.
Our parents have been
the road boys have been a source of motivation. I think that's what is keeping us moving.
They've had a tough contest, they say, but were there any surprises?
We expected it to be very tough, and the schools took us by surprises. If you can't regain yourself and maintain your composure within some specified amount of time, then you know that there is no hope.
Here's what they have for us tomorrow.
Once they qualify to the finals, they are all equally objective. Tomorrow we'll find out. It's only God who has the final say.
St. Augustine's College and Presbyterian Boys get ready for a stiff competition from St. Peter's Senior High School.
And all is set for tomorrow. Our live coverage will be online, on radio, and then on TV. And our live coverage is brought to you by Newmont Gold Core and Brilliant Key Soap from Unilever. And briefly, what are people talking about on social media maps?
Well, Sarkodie is dominating the Twitter trends as it's his birthday, but hashtag NSMQ 2019 finals at Abam_Esel says, right now, let's go support the Blue Magicians. At Boy_Fino says, Green Cap hashtag National Science and Maths quiz 2019 finals. And at that guy_once he says, if Persec win, dear, you forspoil the hashtag NSMQ 2019 final stage topple.
And we are with St. Peter's all the way. And that's it for the midday news here on Joy 99.7 FM. There's more news when you log on to myjoyonline.com. I am MF Apau.